Hi guys, my name is Lucky and I'm joined by Papi and Sil from Witness Gaming.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is I, TurboTabs, and I have taken two members of TF2 Easy to go through a bit of the past.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another tier list with Froyo Tech. I'm joined by b4nny and meyy, and we're going to be going through all of the previous teams that have been to Insomnia, and we're going to kind of rate where they think that they land on our scale here on the tier list.
Some honest truths will be said.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I guess the teams that win should probably be high up.
Yeah, we'll see about that. If they beat me, they're bad. They're going in.
You want to start with the American teams? Because there's less of them.
Well, I've played on several of these teams, so it'd be easy for me to sort of like, start there by knowing where my best teams were and where my worst teams were.
Yeah, okay, let's start I-46.
So you both mentioned before that you're Giga nerds. You know most of these teams already.
I mean, some of these, like, is this Leviathan Gaming?
That is Leviathan Gaming.
Is that Leviathan? I actually didn't know the logo, but I know the role.
That's great because apparently the other teams didn't get that. They were like, "Who's the dragon?"
Are we supposed to use the F tier? I feel like
I think so. It adds a layer of drama.
Who the fuck is this?
Is that Aura?
Aura Electro, yeah.
Except for Aura, they can go in the bin. They're F.
Wait, how much in the
This
bin
is
though?
my...
D or F?
No, F. All the way. All the way. This is my personal revenge. Eames, if you're watching this, you ruined 3 months of my life.
Okay, Ascent.
Probably put them either in the top of C or the bottom of B. Firstly, because I-55 was one of the more competitive ones, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I would put them in low B as well.
I feel like we got to put I-52 up in S tier.
Yep.
I kind of want to put I-63 up there as well.
It was a good roster. Yeah. That was the Cookie Jake roster.
Yeah, Cookie Jake, Garbuglio.
That's a good roster.
Yomps. The thing is, it was sort of a pug team. That's the only problem. Fine, we could maybe put it A tier.
I think that's fair.
Mix up I-46, I guess, far left, middle.
Oh yeah.
They
won,
S.
so this has to be S, yeah.
Yeah.
I would take I-55 though. Ooh, where are you gonna put this one? That's your soldier performance right there. That's your soldier performance.
I mean, on that alone, this is S tier.
Yeah.
Well,
High B, low A.
I'd agree with that. I remember this team for being quoted by b4nny as Plateau Esports after they beat Seven to make it straight through to the grand finals and then completely bottled it in the final and got smashed 3-0.
I feel like if I don't recognize your logo, you might be F tier. I don't know.
That's Aura Electro. That's Aura Electro. That's the Eames team.
This ant.
I don't know who that is.
Straight into F tier.
It's Crowns. Now, this team won LAN. They beat Full Tilt and Froyo Tech.
Froyo.
Some people like to call it the Golden Age. Do you agree?
I would call this because this was the last LAN. Like Overwatch came out a month before this LAN. High A, low S. Probably.
High A, low S.
Low S, just because they had Cadus sitting in spec.
Alright, I-49 EPSI. This is an S for sure.
Yeah, S.
I mean, they didn't drop a map in a whole year. The 3 seasons they played, no maps dropped coming into LAN. Only dropped one in the final.
All right, what about some Australians? Jasmine T.
I actually am a fan of Jasmine T. I wouldn't put it super high. I would put it in either C or B.
Probably C.
Yeah, I would say B is a little bit too generous.
I-49 TCM made it to the final.
Yeah, they got to go A.
Yeah,
They had the comeback, insane comeback on. Wait, is it not LAN? They have to come back.
Yeah, this is they had the comeback against Immunity. What is this? Is this an
Antic? That's Antic.
Yeah, I knew it.
Low B, high C.
Wait, there's a weird thing like this Feint roster could push 7, but the Ascent team couldn't. But the Ascent team always beat the Feint team until LAN. And it was
the thing about that season playoffs is Thomas was in the mountains.
He was in the hills.
And Sam mucked, and Sam is very, very good, but Sam was not Thomas, and we were expecting to have Thomas, and then we lost.
Witness Gaming at the current LAN. What do you think?
Pretty good. I'll put them A tier.
TF2 Easy at current LAN. Are they slightly below?
High B, low A.
I-52 Froyo. I mean, that's got to be A tier, right?
Do you mean S?
At the bottom. Sorry, yeah.
This is probably the most dominant LAN Insomnia win.
Yeah. Clockwork, Prime Clockwork.
Yeah. Then I-52 EPSI. This one was a bit of a. This was like a Frankenstein roster. They did make it to the final, but I don't think you could put the meyy, right? Like, I52 mix up. I mean, they have to go B as well. What? No, they lost to FC.
I know, but they have Seagull. No, they gotta go B. Right?
What do you mean? There's no way I'm putting it A.
News made a video about Seagull, so they should go A.
Oh yeah, true news. Yeah, but news wasn't on the roster, otherwise I'd put it in A.
Yeah.
I have a personal that's one of my personal favorite rosters ever because I believe that's one with Sheep and Snowblind.
Yes, it was.
For my money, like one of the best scout duos ever.
And above crowns, should we make an SS tier? Favorite tier?
While they may have my favorite scout duo ever, then I still wouldn't. I'm still being realistic here.
Hey?
And the realistic situation is that they came fourth.
What do you think about I-58 Froyo Tech Muma?
Patty was saying that was F tier. I think that's a.
I mean, we got third.
TLR though.
TLR, Patty, Free State, 404.
Oh
me.
yeah.
I mean, it was
at least C. At least C. It wasn't the best.
I mean, I like putting this in C tier because then it lets me also put this team in C tier.
Fair.
Because if we weren't that good, then they weren't that good either.
Surely.
Nerd Rage is the most famous org in TF2 for the sole reason that it has the dumbest name of anything ever. It is Nerd Rage. That is ridiculous, and it should be ashamed of that.
Right, I-55 Ascent. Oh yeah.
Ascent.
This is the mailer Ascent.
Oh yeah, the mailer said the word on screen.
Yeah, they came fourth.
Yeah.
So.
I think they're B or C. I think they were like fourth, but by quite a long way, weren't they?
Yeah, Rando tripled war though.
They did have a close game with Snakewater. It was only 1-0 to Reason.
Yeah, and Reason win in like the last minute.
Does that get him B? I mean, the roster, you have Rando on the roster though, so I kind of want to put it in C.
This is classic mix-up. This is classic mix-up. This is S.
So where would this classic team go?
S.
I
think they're number one so far. But I think they're ahead of Crown.
Agreed, C's?
Agreed.
Let's see. Okay, what about 7? Which was the best 7 roster? I feel like I-63 was not... Because they had Stark on Medic, right?
Yeah, they
I think I-65 was a pretty good 7 roster. That was the one that beat Ascent in A.
I-61, these guys were not that good. They beat my the Euro team I ranked
Pug
for.
team.
So I-58. Oh, let's go full tilt.
Full tilt has got to be S.
No,
dude,
no shot. This roster was kind of. As a okay, I'll put it in S because I'm here. But this wasn't this. If you like watch the demo of any full tilt game, you'll think, what are these guys doing?
Yeah,
like no macro, zero macro, all micro.
I was on demo. Damn, am I just a B tier demo?
I was
also on demo on this one, but this team was definitely worse. Leviathan, we had Clockwork, but man, we had Tyrone, Mackie.
Every Froyo is an S, right? And if we beat them, it makes me look better.
No, come on, bro. This is not the S tier Froyo. This is.
It wasn't that bad though.
No, they're A. They're A.
I don't think this roster gets so much hate, but the Banny will like say that it was so bad or whatever on his stream, and people will think it's really bad. But Muma had good aim, even if he couldn't jump.
I-52 mix up, I-46 mix up. Ooh, that I-52 mix up.
Is this an S tier team? Mix up I-46?
I don't know about S. Ooh, that was kind of a super team though. They were low-key kind of an American super team.
But we gave them a good fight, I think.
You did.
That's the only
definitely.
problem.
Definitely.
I personally would put them in S tier. I thought they were pretty untouchable, yeah.
I would too, honestly.
Fine.
I-52 mix-up, that's going to have to go in like C or B.
Lightning round continues. We're now going to hit all the Froyo techs.
I-58 is a C from me.
It's the worst Froyo roster ever, but I wouldn't go that harsh. Probably bottom of B, below that paint roster. This is a team that had 2 mercs and still won, so I think it has to be S for that.
I-55, Froyo.
I think this one goes in S, above the I-63 one.
Crowns.
It's got to be S.
Got to be S.
They had 7
Epic
players.
series.
Yeah.
Epic final.
They had a dude in
Some will
spec.
say.
Yeah, they're really good. But they did have the dude in spec.
did have a dude in
I'm
spec.
sorry, but he was literally in spec. This is, I mean, his own team spec, not completely ghosting. But I mean, come on, how was this allowed? How is this allowed?
So we got Jasmine T. We're getting Australian again.
Ahead of Froyo I-58. Personally, it might be a hot take.
You think they were better even though they finished behind them?
Yeah.
Woo! I can't agree with you there. Like,
I remember Zebasai. He was really good. I think he was on this team.
And he still is very good. He played not that long ago. He played again like a year ago or something like that. Maybe a year and a half ago.
The Nerdage kind of have to go S, right?
Yeah, they're really good.
Dude, I think Full Tilt has to go A because S is looking too crowded.
Where's Low Panda going? They came third in what you said was the weakest Insomnia, which was 61.
yeah, I put them in D, but above Antic.
Go with Low Panda, Mookie, and Fons.
Yeah, C or B. They were third place, but like by a long way.
We 5-0'd them in the lower bracket final, so
is a
it might
long
be a C.
is a long drop off. It's a pretty long drop off.
Yeah.
7 I-63.
Arguably the worst 7 roster. Top of B, bottom of A, sort of thing, I think.
Mid A, I would say.
Mid A. Oh, that's probably
They are. I would not say they were
better than
Full
Nerd
Tilt.
Rage.
I would
I
not
guess
say
that was
better than Full
another
Tilt.
second place team. I-61.
The weakest Insomnia, but not the weakest 7.
What do you think about Crowns? It's sort of the predecessor of 7, right? I let me check their roster. I don't actually recall.
Well, you got to think this is also the Cadis coach era, so they basically had like a seventh man. in
Oh,
the server.
Spud demo.
I think they were pretty good, but very similar to Leviathan. They were glimpses of what was to come, more or less. Same with Reason, I would say. Same with Reason. Reason was really sick. They had Mike. I remember Reason were like a third place team, and then they basically like cut all the bad players and picked
Let me
up like
see.
super players. What was their other scout? Shocky? They had Shocky, and Shocky was apparently very crucial to their whole comms environment. So whenever they played with Forsaken, they were a little bit shaky.
Wait,
I
was
think-
Forsaken like the full-time sniper guy?
Pretty much, yeah. And he
Wait,
had
and
FOV zoom.
Flippy as well?
Yep.
There was
Nerd
two
Rage,
teams.
Nerd Rage were really good this LAN as well. Yeah,
They
Nerd
got
Rage
second.
55.
I mean, they were pretty good.
That team was really good, honestly. They had Tech, they had Flippy, they had Zebo.
hmm
What is there not to love?
They had Rib. Ooh.
Not gonna lie, this team was garbage, man. I played on it. We did win a map in the
You took a
final.
map in the final. It's got to be
But-
A at the minimum.
Yeah, and it's just a mix though. Banny, if you ever watch this, remember why did you go into Saw in the final? You wanted to take Saw when it was second with equal Ubers. We were on second. They had mid. And then Raptor got forced. I remember this.
The only story I have from this Swift team is that I remember Banny getting asked on stream who his favourite player was before the LAN. He said Sil. He got asked again. He got asked again after the LAN, and he said Ast.
Dude, this was the worst experience I had sleeping at a LAN ever. It was all 6 of us in one room with there was 2 double beds, so 4 people got to sleep in the bed. Samsy was down the middle between the 2 beds, and I got the corridor between the bathroom and the door.
Wasn't Lucas one of the best demos in Europe?
One of Lucas's worst points was that his internet was always so shaky, so bringing him to LAN was such a buff for him.
I mean, third place. I could see B maybe.
Yeah, it was a pretty good roster.
Just I-49 TCM, the one that everybody remembers.
I think arguably, despite coming second, this team could make it to the bottom of S.
I-61-7. I'm putting A. I'm even gonna put Swift B because
Swift B,
I think this LAN was just bad though.
Yeah, it wasn't the highest skill LAN.
It's because Overwatch came out. I-58. After I-58, all the players left.
Yeah.
Or after
Yeah, that's what it
I-55, they
was.
left, and then after I-58, everyone else left.
All right, now we got the Ascent I-55 Mela roster. Mela, the Fragile, Shrugger, Rando, Badonsky, and Enigma, was it?
Yeah.
Not a big fan of this roster because they made a very crucial error in their play. They basically decided that they wanted to switch roles right before the LAN took place. So Mela was playing Pocket and Rando wanted to
Oh,
roam
right. Yeah.
for no reason. And it just kind of,
True.
ruined their whole synergy, and then they were still reeling from it. And I think they swapped back the second day, but it was basically already too late at that point. They were in a huge deficit.
I would say
Yeah.
I think the roster on paper is worse than the other strong 7 rosters, but they did really well. Like, to get to 5 maps with that roster, I think is pretty impressive.
Move on to your own team.
F. Okay.
I'd like to put us in mid A.
Mid A.
I can back that. I can back that.
Condo.
They've got to be F tier.
You guys had
They're
a
F. They
the
have
F?
AMS. Yeah, AMS and Conduct, they're F tier. You guys, the worst European players of all time, especially Conduct.
All right, and finally, I-52 Froyo Tech.
Arguably the best for. I think this is the best
so this
team
was
ever.
the
I
Clockwork,
think this is the best team
Banny
ever.
Scout, Baze, Lansky,
Yeah, this
Soldiers,
is-
DeWatner.
I think unquestionably the best team ever.
I have some bad memories from.
You did get 5-0'd on one map in the.
And it's like a low B, almost C. Just because,
No, you're being
I don't
way
know,
too
but
hard.
I mean, some of the things we lost were unlosable, and I don't want to think about them. I don't want to think about them.
Alright, well,
Unlosable maps. And we
you've been
lose them.
buried in B. It's fine.
Let's see if there's any adjustments we want to make here. They got top 2. Oh, Mirlin, I forgot about him.
Mirlin,
Really good.
how can you breathe with this air?
This
Okay,
is our
let's-
land. This is us, Sil. This is our land.
Yeah, we do. TF2 easy. They do have Norby.
They have Nubby, so S. I think S. They beat Froyo in 2 cups.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
They beat Froyo in 2 cups. That's like big
Froyo-
stakes.
Yeah, and they beat us last season, so a clean sweep.
No, you beat us.
No, they did.
Sorry, they did.
I-69 Froyo. This roster's looking nice, if I have to say so.
Yeah, probably F. Oh,
No?
sorry, S.
Yes. I'm thinking
Nah, the,
S.
the roster looks really
I
good.
think this might even be one of the strongest Froyos, if you ask me.
I think this is better than the I-63 roster.
Yeah, I think this is better than the 52 one as well. Just in
Yeah, this is probably
Yeah.
this is maybe the best roster of all time.
well, I don't know about. We're looking kind of rough.
Yeah, we had some bad scrims today.
Yeah.
I'd put a,
Wait, high B, low B, C. Oh.
I think D's looking a bit lonely. Can't leave Ams.
Yeah, we'll keep Am's company.
Yeah.
So basically, we're massive underdogs.
Yeah.
And everyone else is really good.
Yeah.
What's the first controversial
I feel
take?
like I feel bad.
You...
I feel bad not having anyone in F. So just throw Antic in F. Like just do it.
Okay, Bro, Antic, and F. So
But Jasmine T cannot be above the other 2 Aussie rosters. It cannot. I'm sorry, Paulson, but it cannot.
all you're doing here, Kornu, is just saying Australian TF2 is very mid.
Is there an argument to suggest otherwise?
Oh, Seeds, help him.
I can't.
He can't. He's telling truths.
Any other changes you might make here? I'm trying to like make sure we have sort of a proper bell curve here. You know what I mean?
Reason Gaming, I would want to bump up a little bit more. There were kind of 2 concurrent super teams going on in EU at the time.
Okay.
Because their competition was Nerd Rage, and Nerd Rage by no means were an easy bunch to beat.
I think this looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's weird. Condogs and Ams are really low down all the time. But
Are we locking it in, boys? Is this the tier list here?
I could sit here and mess with this forever, and it would not really make much of a difference. So I'm happy.
Are you happy, Seeds?
I think we've made a relatively inoffensive tier list.
All right.
I actually want to maybe bring our current roster down to A tier. I feel like
Okay.
we gotta earn the S tier.
That's true. That's
So
true.
we can revise this, but that puts us on the same tier as the current WG. Okay. Any other adjustments you would make then, or are we happy to submit this?
No, I think I'm good with it.
Yeah. All right. Then this is our final answer.
That's just not going to cut it. Froyo Tech, the best team in the world, the best team ever. They take their 4th Insomnia Championship and their 7th international title overall. These guys are unbeatable.